Welcome back to the channel. Today is day 178 of playing chess every day until 2000 elo. And let's find our opponent. We're sitting at 1706, struggling to stay above the 1700 mark, but that is okay. Because I think I went on a spew the last episode about how, the ups and downs are always going to happen in the chess progression. Okay, I've been seeing this lately. I don't really think it's the greatest. Yeah, where he pushes, but I mean, it's just weird and different, which is kind of good, I guess, because it's going to get me out of my prep. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to play e6 next. At some point, we'll probably have to develop like this. We could potentially have some pressure on this square. So he plays there. Let's just go ahead and play this. Knight out. I'm assuming he's going to castle, like ASAP. My bishop's going to go here because don't want him to castle, but now he's going to play this, and we'll slide back. Okay, so he wants to gear up for it, which is interesting to me. I don't think we have any kind of move that will stop him from playing that. We're still going to go here. Now he plays this, we slide back. And we're going to go for this c5 push to break through. After he castles, the king will be aligned here, which can't be really that great for him. Okay, he wants to trade this bishop off for some reason. I'm not so sure I want to take and then have this. So if I play here, he takes, I take, disrupts my center. But if I let him take, I can just take with the knight and we're kind of fine. We're just chilling. So let's go here. Of course, he's not going to take. That would be a little bit silly of him. But my point is, after here, if he doesn't take, we're going to take. We're going to get this, and it's going to be a typical Caro-Kann position. Okay, he develops the bishop. Now we could play this, but then takes. And this is all closed up. I could take. If he takes, I take, he takes. I mean, we kind of have to take or push. I don't like pushing because it just induces him to do this. And then he's got a very solid pawn structure. Taking seems okay. So we're going to take. I want to open up this file. And I want to play this. He does have this check, which I kind of overlooked a little bit. But I guess if he gives the check, then we just go here. But then he has this. Putting more pressure could be slightly annoying. Yeah, he takes. So he wants this bishop. Is that your idea? What if I just play here? Takes. Is he threatening anything with this? I mean, my ultimate goal would be to do that. And if I take, he has that. Takes. See, I don't really want to take him. Could hit the queen, but then the queen just comes in with check. No need to allow that. So if I go here, does he have check? Takes, check. I think we can just offer this trade. So let's go ahead and take the bishop now. Here. Is that a move? Takes here. Then I'm looking at this check. That's what I'm thinking. Might not be the greatest idea though. But I kind of want to come here. And after this, he can just pin me. You know what? I actually don't think this is terrible. If he comes in and pins me, then we can just move the queen up or bring the rook over. So let's go here. If takes, and we have this open file here. So I want to play this eventually. It's kind of the idea behind trying to trade these off. So if I go here and he takes, we go here, we're attacking the bishop and the pawn. So we're putting more pressure. He'll probably just develop or do that. Yeah, I'm going to take. I promise I have a plan. Maybe it's not a great one, but it's a plan. We got to be careful of that. After takes, if we were to go here or here, then he does have this. Takes with the bishop, so he wants more trades. I think I'm going to castle. If he takes, we're kind of happy. If he doesn't castle, we go here. Hit this once more. But he should probably castle this way. And the reason why I want to get this here and then go check is because if there was that, we would just be able to take with the knight, but we can't actually do that because that would hang a piece. So now I think it makes sense to just bring the rook to this file, line it up with the king. And if he doesn't take here, then we might take, but maybe not now. Let's go ahead and hit it with the knight. So we're not threatening to take, but it's a little bit uncomfortable for him, I think. Okay, takes. Now we will take with the queen. I will not be surprised to see g4 from him. But then I think we can try and rotate like that. Just moves. It's a good idea. So what if I play here? Trying to get this, which would put more pressure on this. And then go for this. Hit the rook. We're also threatening a pawn, but I don't think I don't know if I want to take this pawn and open up this file. That seems a bit dangerous. I think we need to focus on the right side of the board, and that also just gives a rook, so we're going to take. Takes back. So now we just need to convert this. So I think I'm going to go here, try for a queen trade. It does ruin my structure, but maybe that's not the greatest. But I think my rooks are just going to get active and we'll be fine. Does not want a queen trade. So let's just bring our rook up here and maybe try to double up. Maybe we go to the A file as well with the rook. But he is going to start pawn storming, so we might need to do something about that. The knight can hop back here. Oh, okay. So if I take, he can't take because there's this. And if I take and he takes the queen, we can take with check. No, we cannot because recaptures. So now what he's trying to do is go here. Maybe we just double up. If he goes here, we'll play this. So we keep everything together. Now he's trying to break through. So if I take, I think we're going to go here. Once again, he's probably going to take, but this time we don't have to double our pawns. And then we'll be protecting the pawn if he chooses to go here. And he can't infiltrate. Probably challenge. We're threatening to take on a2. He just takes, which hangs a queen with check and the rook. I'm really not sure what this guy was thinking, but we take those. This literally happened yesterday. This is just proof that you can be 1700 as well. And he just resigns. Okay, so yeah, let's find a second opponent. So we get the black pieces once again. Kairo Khan. I'm sorry, not really, but we're gonna say it. So yeah, d5 takes exchange. My opponent's from Ukraine, DMY. And so he goes for an early c3. I don't see why we don't just go here. Threatening the good old common trick of takes, and then takes. So he's probably going to play bishop to e2, and then we'll play e6. Knight out. Wow, really? So does he want to open up his g file then? Is that what he's trying to argue? So if I take, he takes. Wait, so takes here. He actually has a lot of pressure on this pawn. And then he'd be threatening a fork. Maybe we just keep it simple and go here. If we go here, takes, knight can't take. Or we could just develop the knight and protect as well. Let's go for knight f6. The reason why we're not taking this pawn is that he does not develop with tempo. Or not with tempo, but like I take and then he just gets free development. I don't see a need to allow that. So now on the next move, we will take that knight f3 if he does not play bishop e2. He protects, as one probably should. Now we're starting to get familiar positions. We can just play e6. He'll probably play h3. Or that, yeah. So I could play this after takes. He does get in, which I don't entirely enjoy. We could also just go here and develop and castle. Maybe go for this at a later date, just so that if there's any kind of funny business with this queen, we don't really want to deal with it. You can probably pin me. Sparkling water. You guys probably can't see that. Why? Come on. Ow. It won't focus. Yeah, so he pins me. I love my sparkling water. So he goes there. I could just go here, and if takes, then we just take back. So let's go here. We might slide back, and then we can't really do this because there's en passant. But we'll just castle. So what if he plays h3 here? I think we can. Oh, if he plays h3, that would be a huge blunder. But no, it wouldn't, because he can take with check first. So it's not actually that bad. What I was thinking was if he went h3, I take attacking the queen, and then this is just lost because you'd have to recapture. But in this scenario, our king would be checked. He also disconnected, but now, okay, so he's back. Perfect. So he goes bishop back. Understandable. Now I think I want to castle. Bishop back doesn't really do a whole lot. Everything's protected. So let's go ahead and castle. He could play h3, or he can move the knight. But this bishop it's there to die. It's already locked out. We have pawns on light squares. All that great stuff. So I imagine he'll just castle. And then we'll probably play rook to c8. We could also challenge this pawn with a move like b6. But the thing I don't like about b6 is just, I mean, this pawn becomes very weak if we play b6. The rook kind of has to protect it. And it's playing a good role of not allowing this to come in. So I think b6 is actually a good move. Takes, we take back. And if here, and he doesn't take, we take, he takes. It's a pass pawn, but we should be able to win it. Let's go ahead and play b6 on the board. Get that thing out of here. He could not play that because then I go here. So never mind. He probably should just let me take, because if he takes, then he ends up with an isolated pawn. But if I take, then he can take, and then he can protect it with these two pawns. But by me taking, he taking, it does give me a pass pawn, which will become a greater asset as the game progresses. And we don't have to take the pawn, but I think I want to take the pawn. Because like we could play b5, but I think that would be a mistake, because then he has a protected pass pawn. So I don't even know why that crossed my mind, but it did. Okay, that's a move. It's definitely a move. So if I take, he takes with the knight to the point. I'm still gonna take though. We can't move the thing. Yeah, so he takes with the knight. We can challenge the knight immediately with a move like this. But the thing is, if I were to do that, then he can go here and destroy my structure, and that's no good. He's got double pressure on this as well. Maybe that's a problem. But now we can take, and after he goes here, so if we take, he goes here, then I think we're in time to go here and challenge this. So let's take now. Distract the bishop from protecting or attacking this pawn, and then we can play knight here. And of course, he could take with the pawn, but that opens up his king drastically. Yeah, so he goes there. Could take. That's no good, though. And yeah, now we just go here, challenge the knight. If he takes, we take back. If he doesn't take, then we take. He does have the bishop pair. Slight inconvenience. He could also probably anchor it in with a move like this. I can also push the pawn. That's never out of the picture. But if he goes here and I go here, he can't do that because the knight takes. Right. But if he goes here and I go here, he always has this push, is what I was going to say. So queen in. He's attacking my knight here and the pawn twice. So I could go here to protect everything, but then we would lose a knight. If I take here, he has to respond. So if I go here, he takes, then we can move the knight from its out. I think this is just a move. He takes, we can just move the knight somewheres. Could go back here. Or we could go here, but I don't like going here because then he can just take me. And if he does this, then what? Then probably knight here. Hit the bishop, threaten to ruin the structure. Then he just improves. So maybe we want to bring our queen up to protect. But we don't really want to put the queen on the c file here where it's open. But I'm also trying to avoid putting it on this diagonal with the bishop. Yeah, so he opts for that. Makes sense. So I could go for this, takes here. No, I can't go for that. He takes the knight. Get it together. So if I go here now, he does have a pass pawn, but I think it's more of a weakness. We could go here, but then he pushes, which doesn't look great. What if we play this move? No, well, if I go here and he takes, I take. He can't recapture because queen protects, but then he might be able to just bring a rook. I don't really want any of that, to be honest. Can't play this because then we lose this pawn. What if I go no, because if I go here and I'm trying for this, he'll just play this move. And then the knight's just kind of dumb on the edge of the board. So if I go here, am I worried about pushing? Him pushing? Here, he goes here, attacks this again, is what I'm worried about. Push. He can push. Then we need to maybe go here. So if we're going to go here anyways, why don't we just do it now? I'm not totally happy with my position. Oh, but here and here is also an idea. We got to take the open file. We can't really do that yet. We need to play a5. I guess we could play rook f to b8, but then my a rook is feeling very stuck. I don't like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think we need to just push this pawn. Push the pawn so that it's never really a target there. And then we need to play rook a b8. I don't think he can really get through with that c pawn. And if he were to play b4 now, we can just take. He's almost got to like rotate his pieces over to this side of the board because I want to play on this side. Usually in the Caro-Kann, like you possess more space over on the queen side, so you try to play there. And he's not really contesting the king side, so everything, all my pieces are on the queen side. Well, he's got some pressure over here. But I imagine like this move immediately comes with a tempo. If he goes here and then plays this, I have this move though, so it doesn't really do a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, we're still gonna play this, because if he goes here, takes, we're threatening to take it. Now we're threatening this pawn. If he ever pushes this, this becomes a very good outpost. The reason why I'm being very slow with this is I don't want him to push the pawn, especially with my queen being the first defender. You can protect there. So I think I will play this now, maybe. Yeah, we're going to play this. We're threatening to double his pawns, essentially. And if he just goes here, we can probably play this. No, because then he takes. We've already been over that, but I can also pin my knight, which I kind of overlooked a little bit. Why is he hanging a bishop? Why can I not take this? Okay, comes in with tempo, but he has no threats. I think that was just a mistake. He takes. I mean, now we just need to play solid. Just come back. Actually, the knight is protected. Yeah, I think we could just come back here, blockade the pass pawn, and then we just look for trades. So let's come back, get the rook to the d file ASAP. Or maybe instead of thinking about this, I think we need to maybe target that. Okay, that just kind of allows me to do what I want. So we're gonna come here because we want to trade since we're up material. Okay, so he goes for the trade. We'll take. Now he's got to protect the back rank in some kind of way. Otherwise it's checkmate. So maybe here. He could also just... No, he can't move that. Okay, so he goes there. We're going to also just do the same thing, I think. Now, this creates a hook. We don't really want to do that. Could go here, and then we'd be threatening this, but not really. Maybe we can just... we'll go here. We're going to just put more pressure on this. And then maybe we slide here, try and win this pawn, slowly improve. So if I go here and he plays this, this is a little bit scary. He's down to a minute. I also do think that e5 is not a bad move, trying to go for this, but it does lighten, or, ooh, okay. So what if I go here, just trying to go for this? Does he have anything? I think he can just push the pawn, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, let's go here. We're going to put some pressure on this. And if he goes here, we're going to have to contest, I think. But that's okay. He can go back, and then we have a better version here. Don't think that's the move. So we can take. If he takes back, then we have this. If he pushes, then we can just go here. Yeah, he takes. Now we can come in with the rook. So let's go ahead and attack the queen. He offers a trade, which I'm actually quite happy to see. So we'll take that trade. And now we're just going to make a little bit of room for my king so that we never get back rank checkmated. And he just resigns because he was hoping for some kind of cheeky back rank. So let's take a look at that first game. So I played with an 81 and he played with a 72. So it's a very equal game. All right, so actually we're going to look at this because I'm not too familiar. I have been seeing it. I don't think it's the best way to play, but so after we get this kind of position, we're supposed to just play c5 right away, which I guess kind of makes sense because he can just play this and then I have to go back. This is also not good. It wanted me to get that out of there, so he didn't develop with tempo. Makes sense. And then we strike the center, which is the best move. We take, trade everything off. This is inaccurate. What was I supposed to do? Bring the rook in immediately. Makes sense? And then he just blundered. He gave me a rook. And then hung his queen. So, yeah. Performance elo of 1850 versus his 1550. And for game 2, we played with an 89.8 versus his 84.2. And just... Caro-Kann. This was a mistake. So I just needed to castle. Ignore the pin. And then we castled after kicking. What did he miss though? So he could have took and made me do this, which I guess is slightly better for him. Okay. But he doesn't do that. Castles. This is okay. and then he plays that, but allows us just to take. And we had an idea here. We took and then went back. But apparently we're supposed to take with the bishop. Give him the bishop. And probably just argue that this pawn's going to be weak. But, I mean, it ends up there anyways, and we have the bishop. So, this is a mistake. I should have went there with the queen. But I don't know. Going there with the queen, we're never winning this pawn. So how is this supposed to go? We offer a queen trade. Okay. But, yeah, and after that, he just gives me his bishop for some reason and plays on. And he definitely, I mean, I guess top computer moves are to trade, but I mean, you shouldn't be trading when you're down that much material. Stockfish. I guess he just kind of Stockfish just determined that the position was just lost. We had a 2150 performance elo versus his 1900. So it was a good game, and we are at 1722 now. Which is not bad, not bad. Working our way back up to the 1700s. Slowly but surely, we will progress to our goal of 2000 elo. It's like when you start working out, you do not see the gains until further down. And then you're like, dang, I've made some progress. Same thing with chess. But if you enjoyed the video today, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing, all that great stuff. And I will see you tomorrow.